Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we're talking, well, about me, in a total twist of content. Normally, we focus on fangirling over products, talking about the brands we know and love, sharing skincare routines and hints, tips and hacks to tackle some of your skin's concerns. But I never really talk about me, but you guys have asked so many questions over the past couple of months to know a little bit more about me, my background, how I got into skincare, and all of that. I thought I'd sit down, pull it all together in one video and share it with you. This is a totally weird experience. Normally I'm quite confident when I'm chatting about the products I love and things I feel confident around skincare. When it comes to talking about myself, it just feels like a little bit weird. But let's do this together. Let's sit back and let's talk all about me. I guess let's start by saying I never actually expected to be here. I set up this channel around a year ago, maybe just over a year ago, to kind of share a few products, thoughts and opinions that I had, share my love of skincare and to keep me occupied while, lots of things were changing in the world, and it was a way of keeping me occupied and connected to people, and also to share something that I'm passionate about. I kind of thought at this point I'd hope to have maybe 500 to 1,000 subscribers and be sharing, my understanding of skincare and learning from you guys as well. Well, it took off in a way that I never ever envisaged it would, and we're now at like 34,000 subscribers and growing every single day. I wake up every morning and I pinch myself when I look at those subscriber numbers because I still can't believe it. And I'm so humbled by everyone's love and support, and I don't think I'd still be going with the channel if I hadn't had so much encouragement for you guys. So it honestly means the world to me. Beyond that, I decided to fulfill my life's ambition of creating my own skincare line. I won't document it too much in this video because I covered it in a video I did earlier, so I'll leave a link to that up there if you want to know a little bit more about that and some of the background to that. That's kind of gone full circle because I got into skincare when I had terrible skin in my teens. I had great skin up until about 16, and then I just became acne central. It was uncontrolled, the breakouts, every single day I'd wake up with a new couple of zits, and I just didn't feel there was any way of really tackling it. All the Clearasil, all the Clean and Clear, all of those traditional acne products just didn't work for me. So I went to a dermatologist, and I was lucky because I found a really great dermatologist that I could work with and that I could afford as well, because there's a lot of people out there that don't have access or the ability to afford a dermatologist. She worked really closely with me on some really great active ingredients that could tackle my acne. And over a period of about 6 months, it was like a transformation, and I realised, why aren't these products actually available over the counter? And they were. It's just that we didn't really talk about them. There wasn't a great understanding around them. So I kind of went into overdrive and tried to educate myself on how things work with the skin, how to tackle specific issues, because obviously after the acne I then had scarring, and it all led to that. And that's kind of how I got obsessed with skincare. One of the common questions I always get asked is, what's your background? Is your background as a dermatologist or esthetician? I always say, honestly, no, I'm an enthusiast and a consumer. And while some people, one of the questions I do see quite a lot is, how can you share thoughts and feelings on brands and products if you're not a dermatologist? And I think there's a gap in the market for people that almost represent the consumer. So I think dermatologists are amazing, and the ones that I've worked with to help my own skin have been life-changingly good. Same with estheticians and beauticians, facialists. All of these people have expert skills at tackling things with the skin. But when it comes to the consumer experience, I think that's kind of a unique perspective, which is what I hope I'm bringing to this field alongside some other great content creators that kind of paved the way. So I don't reckon that I'm the first person to ever have done this, because I am far from it. But I do think there's a gap in the market for kind of a consumer-led approach to it and sharing things like customer service, brands, just really enjoying skincare. I think sometimes we forget skincare should be fun, and I'm all about that. And hopefully this channel, well, the aim of this channel is to bring a little bit of fun. So let's bite the bullet and talk a little bit more about some of the common questions I get asked. Number one is my age. Well, a lady never reveals her age. Fortunately, I ain't no lady, and I'm quite happy to kiss and tell. I'm in my mid-30s. I kind of call it as the mid-30s because I think when we get fixated on a specific age, it can be a little bit misleading. Obviously, our skin changes as we age, and I'm in that sort of mid-30s range, which, by the way, is a horrific age to reach because this is the age at which brands start referring to as mature skin. I hate that term because it's just like all-encompassing. It's like writing everyone over the age of 30 off, and then we just class it as mature skin. Awful. Hate that word, and I hate that I'm now classed in that bracket because do you know what? You are only as mature as you want to be. You can live your immature life, and I plan on doing that right the way through to the bitter end. But I think my skin has, a lot of people say, would you like to go back to having the skin you had when you were 18 or 20? Hell no, never. Like, I look back and think I hated my skin back then, and a lot of it was irrational. But I love my skin now. My skin is far from perfect. You'll see this great big blemish that I've done my best to cover, but it's still like Mount Krakatoa growing on the side of my face. I do my best, but I love my skin. I've learned to love it over the years, and I think that kind of comes with age. So I think we should embrace our age. Whatever age you are, whether you're millennial, Generation Z, I don't even know what these words mean, but people throw them around a lot, so we'll go with it. Or maybe, you're joining the skincare community a little bit later in life. Who cares? I think as long as you're enjoying it and you're getting the benefits, that's all that matters. So beyond skincare, which is like my number one passion, I have a lot of other nerd things I absolutely love. I am animal mad. I have way too many animals than I possibly need in my life. My number one, people say, what is your number one skin concern? My number one skin concern is cat hair. You'll leave me a comment below if you're relating to this. Like, the number of times I do my skincare and I realise I've basically just glued layer after layer of cat hair to my face, because my cat Marcel, which I'll leave a link to here, is the hairiest cat ever, and he's also the cuddliest, and he's decided that for some reason I'm his favourite person ever, and he can't do without cuddles 24 hours a day. And so usually if you see a load of hair flying around on the screen, that's our Marcel. He's giving his little bit, his contribution to the video, and also to my skincare routine. I spend all of my life with cat hair glued to my face, and that is my number one skin concern. Beyond that, I've got loads of other animals, but the ones I think people are most intrigued about are my chickens. I am chicken mad. If you don't have chickens and you can get them, totally do. They all have individual personalities and they make me so happy. And speaking of this, I've got a cat hair right there itching. You see, this is the struggle. I'll leave a picture of my chickens. I'm also hydrating as I talk, with my cup of tea with my Beware Crazy Chicken Man. Someone bought me this mug because this is basically me. I would have so many chickens in my life if I could, and I will go mad if there isn't someone there to stop me and say, no. 4 is more than enough that I have the size of garden I've got. So check out that picture if you want to know a little bit more about my chickens and a little bit more about me. I don't come from a skincare background. I actually did politics at university. We're not going to cover that. I think there's enough politics in the world without delving into it in this video, so we can't just park that and leave that. It's a passion of mine, and it's another part of, like, another nerd feature of my character, but we'll park that because I don't think we want to mix skincare and politics in a video. That would be a hot, tragic mess. In terms of the channel, people always say, do you have a video that you regret? I've done like 500 videos now. There's just one about that on just about everything. And do I have a video regret? And I don't really believe in regrets. I think we can look back and kind of think, well, maybe we'd have done things differently. But I think if you regret, then you don't learn. You end up fixating on that thing. But if I was to pick ones that I regret, I really regret when I first started the channel doing like skincare reaction videos. This was a huge thing at the time, and it always got millions of views online. So I thought, this is my way in. This is the way to make it to the big time. I'll do a skincare reaction. They were the most boring videos ever to watch, and I'm reading myself for that. They were so dull. I couldn't edit I still can't edit. You can read me for that in the comments. I can't edit. I don't pretend to be like one of these people that can seamlessly cut. You know if I've done a cut in a video because it's clunky, I'm in a different position, my hair's all different. Awful. And so it just didn't work, and I kind of got on the bandwagon, and I think that's the only regret for that is not being true to yourself. I never really enjoyed that sort of video and doing them, and I did them because I felt that was the way to achieve success on YouTube, and it never was. And so I kind of regret that because I wasn't being true to myself. But all the other ones I stand by. Yes, thoughts and opinions change. Maybe if I watched my old videos back, I'd be like, ooh, maybe that isn't the best product anymore. But you know what, things evolve, our tastes change, so no, 0 regrets. In a similar vein, I always get asked what is like my proudest video and the one that I love the most. And I would probably say my face theory videos, because I love this brand and I had nothing, literally, I had no affiliation with them at all before I filmed those. I bought the products myself, I tried them myself, I fangirled hard, and then they reached out to me and said, actually, we'd love to send you some more product and, really help you out. And they have been the most supportive, the best brand experience I've ever had. They are flawless. Their customer service is like second to none. The way they interact with content creators is just amazing. And I've just built up a really nice, like, friendly relationship with them. And it's just real. I also love their products. It's kind of like win-win-win, ding, ding, ding. But I'd say that's definitely the video I'm most proud of, because obviously, for a brand to then look and say, oh my God, we love this person's content and the content they've created on us. And I wasn't totally on board with all their products. I did read a couple of them, and yet they still reached out and said, actually, we love your honesty and your approach. That is probably my favorite video. Now, I always get asked if I could, who's like my YouTube crush? I always think, come on. We talked about being in my mid-30s. That's Generation Z. That's all of that, playground. Actually, I don't think they are playground, but you know what I mean. That's all of that like playground stuff that you should be like, my friend fancies your friend and all of that. But I do get asked it loads, and I never really answer. I don't really have an answer to that. If I had to choose, at the moment I'm going to go for Hiram. Not because he's the obvious option to go for, but he's been so kind and supportive to the channel. Do you know what? He gave me a shout out the other day that brought 3,000 new subscribers to the channel, and he doesn't have to do that. And the fact that he would give back to small creators, and the fact he watches my videos and, often comments and just shares some really nice feedback and stuff. He's just a really, really nice guy. He also recently, and this might be clouding my judgment slightly, maybe just a little bit, recently did a video with Ashley Graham talking about self-tanning. I think it was literally a couple of days ago. I'll leave a link to it in the description box if you want to check it out. And let's just say there was a self-tanning moment, there was a shirtless moment, and that may be clouding my judgment just a little bit. But yeah, such a nice guy, and honestly, I just think paved the way for kind of this channel to be where it is, and other male content creators in the skincare world. And so yeah, I absolutely love him for that. This always follows on to, is there anyone in the skincare world that I don't like? Any of the content creators that I'm engaged with that I don't like? Generally, honestly, everyone is so lovely. They've been so supportive, they've been so kind, and I love so many. There's only one person that I really don't like, and we've had a bit of a it doesn't work. And I'm not going to name, because do you know what? Whilst it's just not professional, I don't want to bring drama into this. This is supposed to be uplifting and stuff, so I'm not going to, you can guess all you want. I'm not actually going to share, because I just think there's enough negativity in the world. We don't need to feed that. We can focus down on the positives. Again, keep it with the positive then. I always get asked, if I had to choose one brand, what would be my favourite brand ever? And I am going firmly for, oh, actually, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to change my, I'm going to have two. I don't care. This is my channel. I can have two if I want to. I'm going to say Face Theory and Neod. These are the two that I think have changed my skin the most. I love the products, and I just really enjoy the brand. I like the product. I think they bring something different to the market. So I'd say they're my fave two brands, but I do also love the Inculus. If you're wanting a real drugstore, yeah, effective. I love the Inculus. I'm really loving Stratia at the moment. I love that ethos and like the cruelty-free element. I could totally get on board with Beauty by Yosen, which is a Korean brand. I love so many of their products. I'm just trying out their ginseng at the moment, loving it. So many brands, and it does change, but I think the two that I would like my ride or dies are Neod and Face Theory. Now, coming on to a few trivia, these questions are like the trivial bits that I always think, who wants to know this? But I'm going to answer it because it comes in the questions. So one is, what is my biggest fear? Now, I think I should say something inspirational, or like, all the people seem to say like, fear of regrets, or not achieving, or fear of failure and all of this lot. My actual biggest fear in life is bath mats. And that, yes, you did hear that right. I think they're called bath mats worldwide. I don't think that's just a UK term, but those things that you step out onto when you get out of the bath or the shower. My biggest phobia in life. I can't be in a bathroom where there is one. I can't step out onto one. I just, there's something about it. I think it's maybe like an OCD thing with like bacteria in them, and people never wash them enough, and I'm like, no. So that is my biggest fear, and it's totally irrational, and it's totally not important. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, that's my total biggest fear. Then they say biggest like life's regret, or biggest like disappointment in life. And I was thinking back about this, and I could, obviously there's been, things that are upsetting moments and stuff. Everyone has that in their past. But I think just on the ones that I want to share, and actually I think my most disappointing point, I don't think I've ever shared this before, is my favourite pop star in the world, my favourite like celebrity in the world is Cher. I always say the only person in life that can judge me is Cher, because she's like my idol, and I totally love her. And it was always my ambition and my dream to go see Cher in concert. And my best friend in the whole world that does watch this channel sometimes, and I'll know if she watches this because she'll be able to comment below, said, let's just do it. Let's just go to Vegas. Let's see Cher. Let's fulfill our life's ambitions. And we went to Vegas, had an amazing holiday. We booked in like on the second to last day, I think it was, we were going to go see Cher. Caesar's Palace, the Coliseum, I can't remember. So one of them, anyway, it was fantastic. And 2 days before, I came down with laryngitis, and I mean like throat central, lost my voice. It was like death's door, kind of not great. And so I dosed myself up on every painkiller going, so I couldn't feel a thing, and I was good because I was not missing out on Cher. And I went there, and the audience was hyped, and we were so close to the front. I could almost like reach out and touch Cher. And then she came on stage, and I reached out to shout, "I love you, Cher," at the top of my voice, and nothing came out. It was just like, because I had zero voice. And whilst I wanted to scream my head off and was living like my best life and my dream, I had to remain silent throughout, and I couldn't even shout to share that I love her. So if she ever watches this video, I do love her, and she's my favourite celebrity out there. But yeah, that's tragic. I think it's probably proof that I've lived a very blessed life, that is my biggest regret. Kind of shows I've probably done quite well in life, but be honest with you guys, that's probably my biggest regret. So there you have it, guys, a little bit of a whistle-stop tour and a rundown of me. You can ask anything you want. I think to myself, you put yourself out there on the internet, you can ask any questions you want and I'll answer them. So leave me any that you want to know in the comments below. Hopefully you check out that video I linked earlier on my skincare routine, because that's kind of me living and fulfilling my life's ambition. If I don't sell a single unit, doesn't matter, because I've lived my dream and I kind of wanted to just now seize the opportunity and, you know, go for it. So zero regrets, and check that video out if you want to know a little bit more about that. In terms of other questions, leave them in the comments below. And wherever you are in the world, guys, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for all the love and support that you guys have shown me. You know, I do say it quite often, but it's because I genuinely mean it. I wouldn't be here without everyone's love, support and encouragement, which has meant so much. So you guys that have been there from the start, you know who you are. I don't want to read out a list because I worry I'd miss someone off and, you know, offend them. But you guys know who you are, and I just want to say so much love. So wherever you are in the world, guys, sending lots and lots of love from here at Mad About Skin. Take care. Bye.